We're all running some kind of race, but what if I told you it's a race you can't possibly win? Today, we're going to talk about one of the most draining parts of modern life, getting caught in the trap of comparing ourselves to everybody else.
Sound familiar? I bet it does. You just scroll through social media for a minute, you see somebody else's perfect life, and suddenly everything you've accomplished feels small. There's actually a term for this. Psychologists call it social comparison theory. It's basically our built-in need to see how we stack up against others. It's a quiet little habit, but man, it can really drain the color out of your world.
And look, it's way more than just a bad mood. This one single habit can literally suck the energy and joy right out of your life. So how in the world do we break free from this cycle? Well, to figure that out, we need a story. So let's meet Ethan. On the surface, he's a great kid, hardworking, kind, lives in a nice little village. But deep down, he's struggling with a habit that's making his life miserable. He just can't stop measuring his life against everyone else's.
Okay, so picture this. Ethan's in class, and his friend Liam is just nailing it, right? Getting all the best grades, and immediately, that little voice in Ethan's head starts up. His focus completely shifts from his own work to Liam's success, and his own efforts suddenly feel pretty worthless.
And then, it happens again. He sees his neighbor Ryan, who's got a ton of money. Now the comparison shifts from smarts to cash. You see the pattern? It's like a moving target of what he doesn't have, which means he never, ever feels like he's enough. And it's not even about the big stuff, like grades or money. Nope. It could be something as simple as seeing a guy run fast. His mind is just constantly on the lookout for ways that he doesn't measure up. So what's the result of all this? Well, it's pretty brutal. He can't focus, nothing feels fun anymore, and he's just stuck thinking, I'll never be like them. He's not just unhappy, he's kind of losing who he is.
But right when things seem hopeless, something changes. A wise old man, Grandpa Joe, comes to the village. And Ethan, who's just feeling completely lost at this point, decides to take a chance and ask for his help, telling him how sad he feels when he sees what other people have.
And Grandpa Joe's answer? It's interesting. He doesn't just hand out some cheap advice. Instead, he gives Ethan an invitation, a little bit of a mystery, really, and sets the stage for a lesson that's going to change everything. So the next morning, there they are, and Grandpa Joe just tells Ethan to look, really look at the forest. He points to an apple tree and a coconut tree, and then he asks this killer question. Just think how silly it would be if the short apple tree was sad it wasn't tall, or if the coconut tree wished it grew sweet apples. And boom, that's the first big lesson. Every single tree has its own job, its own purpose. One gives delicious fruit, the other is tall and strong. They're different, sure, but they're both incredibly important. And Grandpa Joe says, hey, people are exactly the same way. But wait, he's not done yet. To really drive the point home, Grandpa Joe takes Ethan down to a pond where another incredible metaphor is just waiting for them. He points to a fish just doing its thing in the water, and then to a bird soaring in the sky. And he asks Ethan, would it make any sense for that fish to wish it could fly? And of course, the answer is no way. A fish is a master of the water. A bird is a master of the sky. They each have their own world to conquer. And that is when Grandpa Joe just hits him with the absolute core of the lesson. He basically says, why are you trying so hard to be someone else? You've got your own path. Find your strengths, find what makes you you, and then go all in on them. After that conversation, something just clicks for Ethan. And this is the part you can actually do. He makes a choice, a real conscious choice, to stop looking at everyone else and start looking at himself. It's not magic, right? It's a daily thing, redirecting his focus. And little by little, as he starts working on his own talents, that confidence starts to come back. So let's fast forward a bit. Ethan, he's built his own amazing, successful business. But it's more than that, really. He became an inspiration to everyone around him. He's living proof that this whole idea isn't just some nice-sounding story. It's a real blueprint for a happy life. And whenever anyone asked him for his secret, this is what he'd tell them. It's his version of Grandpa Joe's lesson. It's so simple, but so powerful. Don't waste your life trying to fly when you were built to swim. Your real power, your true potential, it's only unlocked when you go all in on being you. Okay, but there's one last beautiful idea from this story that just ties it all together.
Because, comparison isn't just about what you can do. It's also about when you do it.
This final thought, it's such a great reminder that we're all on our own timeline. Your journey isn't supposed to look like anybody else's. Your moment to shine, it's going to be uniquely yours. Just think about it. The sun and the moon, they don't compete. They just shine when it's their time.
So I want to leave you with this question. We spend so much of our lives looking up at the sky wishing we could fly like somebody else. But maybe it's time to look inside and ask yourself, what ocean am I meant to swim in? What's the one thing I'm built to master?